We're back on WSAU.com with another edition of Mayor's Monday. Mayor Zach Vruwink of Wisconsin Rapids. It's been a while.
It has been a little while.
It's been a while. I feel like I haven't been here in like 2 months or something. It's been kind of a crazy time.
Back.
I understand it's been kind of a crazy time for you lately too. Mm-hmm. I gotta ask. I noticed that you've added the plans, the diagrams out here to the lobby out in front of your office for the Aquatic Center that the city's trying to build. How are fundraising efforts going?
Great. In fact, we've been meeting with a lot of area employers who are very interested in hearing about the project as it relates to attraction and retention of employees. We know that the state and our communities in central Wisconsin are struggling to attract and retain young professionals, talented employees, whether they're young or older, doesn't matter. And so employers have been interested in what are communities in central Wisconsin doing to keep people here and to attract people here. So we believe our Aquatic Center development fits right in with that, and they do too. So we've been having good meetings with them. We are officially this week kicking off Aquatics Fundraising Week. And with that, we're going to announce to the community that we're officially accepting donations from the public to support the project. And just some context again, the project is a $12 million investment. About $5 million of that is Aquatic Center, and then the remaining is buildings and support infrastructure and site development. But it's essentially going to be a beautiful facility that's designed to be placed right outside the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters, which is, they're having their undefeated, I think they've been beat once already this year, so that's been a hub of activity at Witter Field. But that site, we believe, is a great destination regionally to support quality of life, improve the community attractiveness, and keep people considering places like Wisconsin Rapids and central Wisconsin as a place to grow roots and raise a family.
With the popularity of the team, you ought to get them on board.
They are interested. The name Rafters is pretty logical for them to be involved as a lazy river, so we believe in some form there'll be a partnership there. But yeah, we're very excited, and we've got events planned every week. So on Tuesday, we're going to be having our city council is going to be dressing up in Hawaiian and all fun and geared to signify that they're all in. They're taking the plunge financially, individually supporting the project, and of course, as a city council, they were unanimous in supporting the Aquatic Center and the $5 million contribution that the city will be giving to the project. So we have about a $6.5 million fundraising gap, and essentially we've made the decision to break ground in the spring, provided that we reach a certain funding level this year. There originally was a question of whether or not we would do some winter construction. Cost and some other factors really make it infeasible for us to do that and break ground yet this fall, and really doesn't achieve much on the end of the opening date anyway. So we're going to do a construction season, provided, knock on wood, all goes well, yet this summer and fall.
Sure. Speaking of the city council, kind of an interesting proposal going before them this coming Tuesday, tomorrow. Solaris has come forward to the city with the option or the idea of putting free Wi-Fi for citizens in some of the city parks. How have you gotten any kind of reaction from people, out in the public, people who regularly use the parks? How do they feel about this?
I think it's been quiet, fairly quiet, but I think the folks that I've heard most from are those that use the library as their point of access to the internet. It's free, it's accessible during library hours at the library. But our motivation really is to get folks, provide more access opportunities to the community. So there'll be a free session every week in a given calendar month. And so individuals can sit down there for half an hour on any given time, and they can also pay for the access beyond that. But the idea is really to get people outside, enjoying our beautiful riverfront parks, all the while keeping them connected, knowing that we're in a society that's connected nearly 24/7, right? So the city council's had some discussion about it. We're fortunate to have Solaris in our community, locally based internet service provider that has brought 100 meg internet and broadband to our community. I'll tell you, for a rural community like ours, that's uncommon to have that high of speeds, and we believe from an economic development strategy, Solaris has been able to provide a product that some of our employers and our businesses really have come to enjoy, and we believe that's a strength of our community as well. So it kind of has a couple of dividends for us as it relates to public access for our residents, but also demonstrating Solaris is a great community partner.
Before we had an interview up here today, I actually caught you. You were in the middle of a group presentation with some of the kids from the area. Do you mind if I ask who you're presenting to?
Summer school students. So we do city hall visits all the time during the school year, at various levels of elementary school, and I go obviously into schools. But we have summer school students here today, and so we're learning about local government. But we also flashed up the YouTube video of the Aquatic Center.
Sure,
it's amazing. The room goes quiet. I mean, they are literally just wow. I mean, this is something that can happen in our community. And for 100 years, this city had a pool or multiple pools, and our community had 5 pools in the region. Today we have not a single outdoor accessible pool, and so I think our community is ready for it. And obviously the kids are sort of in disbelief, of course. They're excited, but they're also in disbelief that, man, this is something the city and the city council and the mayor have been working on very hard for the last 18 months. And so we believe that it's the time has come to make it happen.
So this is just a personal observation.
Sure.
I've noticed that you seem to really be getting the kids involved here in local government, just at a lot of different levels. The city has school tours all the time through the year, and I'm not throwing any shade at anybody.
Sure,
It's just kind of I noticed that you seem to make more of an effort to do that than most of the cities and municipalities around here.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that you're doing more
Absolutely.
in that range?
I'll toot our own horn in that regard, because we have a mayor's youth council that was founded about 3 years ago, and that's of high school students from across the Wisconsin Rapids community, and they really have been involved in a high level of number of projects. It's amazing the wisdom and insight that youth, even the youngest kids. I had a kid lecture me today about how we need to be having more elementary school students involved, and the kid was wise beyond his years, I'll just say that, but it was impressive. And some of the other students were debating about some of the splash pad development, like, hey, it was just really kind of affirming and inspiring to hear these students kind of spar. They're summer school students that are spending their time in school, which is great, but they're also taking an interest in local government. And I believe in my time, and when I ran for office, it was trying to find ways to make local government a bit more relevant for people. It's easy for us to point to snow plowing and street maintenance and those types of activities, but the city is involved in just about every aspect of someone's lives, and we want to make sure that youth know that, and then are also thinking about opportunities, heck, maybe for public service at some point, or simply just to be more active citizens, right? They're paying attention, they're clued into what's happening, they're maybe voting. So it's been a fun journey. I'll tell you, not a minute goes by in those visits of students that I don't learn something, or am I reminded of something. That kids they're paying attention. They're listening to mom and dad, and I'm not sure if it's just the sign of the times with the political environment we're in, or if it's the schools. Maybe a combination of things. So it's been great, and I just believe that involving youth in the process, beyond just saying, hey, we're going to invite some youth, truly involving them in the decision-making process is something that cities everywhere should be doing, and we're trying to do that more and more. I'll say haven't mastered it, but it's been fun. Even in the splash pad, we really intentionally invited the elementary school students to City Hall to sit in the council members' chairs and to tell us about why they wanted a certain aspect to the splash pad. And I'll tell you, they were civil, they heard each other out, they disagreed, they agreed. It was just really a fun exercise.
This past weekend, we had the Cranberry Blossom Festival, the 10th annual festival here in the city. Tell me a little bit, because you've been mayor for quite some time now, tell me a little bit about what this festival brings to the area and how important it is to the community.
It's really our signature summer event in Wisconsin Rapids, next to the fireworks, of course, but they're separate weekends. So having this event in late June affords us the opportunity to get in front of some of the other summer festivals. And it's grown in my time. In 5 years, the community really has decided that they want to continue to enhance it. So we had the UW Marching Band here at the parade, which is a huge feature. Not many communities bring the UW Marching Band to their local parade. So having the Badger Band, and they do a fifth quarter at one of the downtown parks, it's really a phenomenal community event because there's something for everybody. And most of the events, if not all of them, are free. So whether for youth or for families or for adults or seniors, it really is something for everybody. And so it's been a grueling weekend nonetheless. There's a lot of activities all day, starting from Thursday night, a movie that was held under the stars, the Lorax, and a chalk event, to the parade on Sunday. It's really a jam-packed weekend.
I'm hoping that another 2 months don't pass before we talk again.
Yeah, right.
But, probably will be about a month.
Sure.
If you want to let our listeners know, and anything else coming up within the next month, including 4th of of July fireworks that people should know about?
Definitely, the 4th of July fireworks is our signature event, too, in addition to the Blossom Fest event. We coordinate with the other communities around us to make sure we're not duplicating, but I would say, having gotten calls from other mayors, who does your fireworks show and how much do you spend on it, those types of questions, I'll say our fireworks show is the best, if not one of the best, in central Wisconsin. So certainly invite our listeners to that. But certainly check out the city website. I publish a weekly blog for people to take interest in. I'm available, via phone or email or in person to answer questions. But we appreciate the opportunity to share what's going on in Wisconsin Rapids.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Zach.